I'd like to make 2 points. The first is that I've been following the farmers in relation to them standing outside the distribution areas of factories, conglomerates and supermarkets, hoping that they will be given a fair deal, and they're still not getting the fair deal. And the reason I say it is that their essential visas for essential skills are being given out for animal boners and people who are going to work in these factories in relation to animals, but we're still not giving out these essential skills services visas for healthcare assistance. And I mentioned this, I think, about 7 or 8 times in the, over the last 3 or 4 months, and I say it again. I think I would like to hear the Minister, I bring the Minister in again to say what is the progress that has been made on healthcare workers in relation to our ageing population here in Ireland, when we're so good at doing it for highly profitable conglomerates, meat factories and supermarkets, who, when I do think of the word greed. And I'm very much behind the farmers, because we forget at our peril this is an agricultural country. We keep calling it something else, but in actual fact it's an agricultural country. And if we spent more time getting rid of plastic and less time talking about farting cows, we'd be better off. I'd like to also maybe say to Senator Lynn Ruane, who I thought made a very good speech on in relation to drugs, and she knows exactly what she's talking about in relation to young people and drugs, that the greatest abuse of the Senate, Senator, is the guillotine. It's far more abusive, in actual fact, than lengthy arguments or arguments that go on and go nowhere. And the Judicial Appointment Bill, it's an absolute disgrace that we are going to guillotine the Judicial Appointment Bill. I thought we weren't going to do this in the Senate. One of the reasons that I thought this was a very good place to be was because we could argue. We have a sense of discourse. We have a sense of actual research, thought process. We could listen to each other, and we could be involved in argument, and we could elevate argument from the lower house and back down to the lower house, and we could be convinced by each other on a non-territorial way here. That's what I thought we were supposed to be doing in here, and I've learnt an awful lot from young senators and elders like myself across the House and across territories. I thought that's what this House was supposed to be about. So the guillotine actually flies in the face of that. The second thing, and I'm nearly finished, the bill comes from an unclear place and an unclear and an unclean foundation. Now, we all know that. Everybody sitting here knows that. The accept this bill or else. That's where it came from. It wasn't a consensus among the parties that they would have a judicial appointments bill. It came from one space, quite defined, this bill, I want this bill or else. It was not a clear place. It is not a clear place for a bill from which a bill should begin. And that's its first flaw. And everything that has come from that has been flawed. And the government is sitting here pretending it's not. And there are many senators across this House who don't agree with the bill, and a majority who dislike many aspects of it. So we've started with the flaw, like the great Macbeth flaw, and we're still there. And now what are we going to do? Try to guillotine it and make it even greater. Now we need to stand up to this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, senators, please.